Welcome, everyone, to the AI Factory Podcast. A huge new report just dropped that maps out how AI is already starting to reshape our global economy. So today, we're going to break down its key findings and really dig into who is benefiting and what this all means for our future.
So let's get right to the problem. The core issue is this. AI is spreading faster than any technology in history. I mean, it's just incredible. But that growth, it isn't happening everywhere or for everyone in the same way. It's a story of an unprecedented, but also a really uneven rise.
To really wrap your head around this speed, think about this for a second. Electricity took over 30 years to reach most American homes. Personal computers? That was about 20. Even the internet, which felt like it happened overnight, took about 5 years from mass adoption. AI? It reached similar levels of use in just 2 years. That is just an astonishing acceleration.
And this speed isn't just some abstract idea. It has a real-world impact that you can see right now. A stunning 40% of U.S. employees now say they use AI at work. That's nearly double the number from just a couple of years ago. So the change isn't coming. It's already here.
Okay, so that brings us to the core idea of what we're talking about today. What does this rapid adoption actually look like on the ground? Well, the data shows 3 really critical divides in who is using AI, where they're using it, and maybe most importantly, how they're using it.
So the first divide is geographic. If you just look at total usage, the United States completely dominates, accounting for over 21% of the global pie. You've got India and Brazil following, but they're pretty far behind. But here's the thing. This is only one way to slice the data.
Because when we adjust for population, the picture just flips completely. It's not the biggest countries leading the charge, but smaller, really technologically advanced nations. Israel is right at the top, using AI at 7 times its expected rate, and right behind are places like Singapore and Australia. Pretty interesting, right?
Now for the second divide, what are people actually using AI for? In countries where AI adoption is still kind of new, like India, the usage is super focused on one thing, coding. It makes up over half of all use. But as adoption matures, in places with that higher per capita usage, the applications get way more diverse, spreading out across education, science, and a whole bunch of different business tasks.
The third and final divide is all about how people collaborate with AI, and it really boils down to 2 very different approaches. On one side, you've got automation, which is basically where you just hand off a complete task to the AI. And on the other, you have augmentation, which is more like a partnership. You and the AI are working together, you're iterating, you're learning from each other.
So on consumer platforms, we see a pretty even split. About half of what people are doing is automation, and the other half is augmentation. It seems like people are using it both as a tool just to get things done and as a kind of creative partner.
But when we look at companies integrating AI directly into their systems using APIs, the story changes dramatically. A massive 77% of business use is pure automation. They are building systems specifically to delegate tasks at a huge scale.
All right, so what's the consequence of all this? What's the so what of these divides, geographic, task, and collaboration? Well, the report raises a really significant concern, the risk of a widening economic divide.
This quote from the report just captures the core risk perfectly. If AI makes these high adoption economies, which, let's be honest, are already wealthy, even more productive, the benefits could just pile up there. And that could seriously widen the gap between the world's richest and poorest regions. This leads to a really profound and, frankly, challenging question for all of us. You see, for decades, many emerging economies have been catching up to the developed world. It's called economic convergence. So the big question is, could this incredibly powerful new technology actually reverse that trend and kick off a new era of divergence? It's a serious possibility we absolutely need to think about.
So where does this all go from here? What's next on the horizon? Well, the good news is that the report really stresses that these early patterns we're seeing, they are not set in stone. We are still in the very early days of this whole transformation.
So, to help shape a better path forward, researchers are now using the open source data from this report to tackle some critical questions. Things like, how does AI actually impact local labor markets? What can we do to make sure the benefits are shared more broadly? And what really determines why some countries and companies jump on board with AI while others lag behind?
And really, that's the crucial takeaway here. The patterns we see today are not destiny. The economic future of AI isn't something that will just happen to us. It's going to be defined by the choices we all make. policy choices, business choices, individual choices, starting right now. The real question is, how will we choose to shape it? Thank you for joining us on the AI Factory podcast. To keep learning with us, please subscribe to the channel. And for a deeper dive, check out the book AI Factory, Architecting Global Supremacy, which is linked in the description below.